Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger. Go, go, Ranger Danger. Go, go, Ranger Danger. Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger.
Welcome once again to Mighty Morpin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where words about Power Rangers come out of our mouths and right into your ears. My name's Matt.
I'm Michael.
And Tim is joining us once again.
What's going on?
Welcome back, Tim. It's so good to have you back.
Thank you.
It's
good to be back.
It's been a little while.
It has.
Yeah, we missed you. We're going to watch episode number 87 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Kind of a historic one today, because it is part one of the power transfer. That means we're going to bid farewell, officially, to Jason, Zach, and Trini.
It's been a long time since they were actually on the show.
That's right. They've been gone from our hearts and our minds for a significant period of time, but now we can make it official.
It feels like it's been about 6 months. It feels like they've been gone for a long time.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw Jason as a person. Except, in archive footage. But we're going to go watch that. Before we do that, though, Michael.
Yes. So, two things.
Yeah.
One, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about that Power Rangers concept art, allegedly maybe from the new movie.
Yes, I do remember that.
So the Bleeding Cool article that we linked to on our Facebook page,
Yep.
that has been officially taken down by a request from Lionsgate.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
So-
a pretty good sign that it's legit.
That seems pretty official to me.
You didn't see that?
I did see that.
He did see that, yeah.
It's weird that they're all jets, right? That's a weird thing.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but also is it like it's not that weird in the current climate of how Power Rangers movie would play out, is it?
No, it's not. It's just disappointing to me personally, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure that at least I'm sure there'll be dinosaurs. They have to be dinosaurs, otherwise there's no point.
Yeah, I'm just worried about them being just dinosaur-flavoured jets. It's like, I've got the Tyrannosaurus jet. It's like, no, I don't want fucking jet. Give me a big Tyrannosaurus with little arms and shit.
Would
What
it
if
be
the
okay if it was
had
a
little
jet with
arms?
little
Yeah,
arms?
yeah.
Oh, well, then we're square.
Okay,
That's fine.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
That covers off everything.
Okay, I'm glad we've solved
So you
that.
don't even need a dinosaur robot. You just need a machine with small arms.
Basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Could it be like a bulldozer with tiny arms?
Would be great.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. It's not what I was expecting, but
Sure.
I also wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah, we've got to hear some official news soon.
Was the date bumped recently?
Yeah, it was bumped to January 2017.
Okay.
So not next year.
So it's possible they won't start production until the end of this year.
They pushed it back about 6 months, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And but I think the head of Lionsgate went on record as saying don't be worried that we've put it in January, which is a pretty bold step given that everyone was really worried that they'd put it in January.
Yeah, I mean, better January than February, but
Certainly.
February is where movies go to die. Whereas January, it can be... Because that's not quite holiday period in the States, is it?
No. I think it's January the 17th or something, and by then my understanding is everyone's gone back to school.
I can understand them not wanting to put in a traditional holiday slot up against Avengers or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
2016 is pretty crowded.
Yeah.
It'll have Civil War in it, and I think that's when Superman Batman comes out.
That's right.
So it's already it would be a rough period to try and compete in. And certainly I think the idea that there's 3 months of the year that your movie can come out is dumb in 2015.
Yeah, I agree.
People are going to go to the movies if the movie's good enough.
Especially with such packed calendars. I think I'd rather go on a quiet month than, go up against Civil War.
You were just saying earlier, 4 movies have come out in the last 4 weeks, and you haven't had a chance to see any of them yet.
No, freaking out because I don't want to miss them.
But it'll be January, and you'll have nothing to do.
Not a goddamn thing.
And you'll be like, well, let's go see a movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be not a terrible decision.
Yeah, I agree.
I imagine we'll see a cast at Comic-Con. That's still my,
When's Comic-Con?
July.
Maybe. If they're not shooting until January, though, can't imagine
It's possible, certainly. Maybe if there's one cast member or they announce something.
I suspect like a director would be the appropriate time frame.
Well, they appear to have announced the director.
Oh, that's right.
It was never official.
Yeah.
But it has since...
Everyone was talking about it like it was official.
Yeah,
basically.
it has since become official enough that a guy called Dean Israelite will be directing.
Yeah.
Did you see Project Almanac?
No, I didn't. I don't think anybody did. Would that be fair to say?
That certainly appears to be what happened. Yeah, I don't have anything to base. I mean, look, I got to think that if they chose him, they think he can do the job.
I did hear that he was a big fan of the show, which, while that's not enough to guarantee success in and of itself, it helps.
Yeah, I'm not, based on having not seen the one movie that he's made, I wouldn't be comfortable making a statement either way until we see some casting or some concept art or some footage or anything.
Yeah.
All right. So, second question.
Yeah.
You're a teenager in Angel Grove.
No, I'm not.
This is a hypothetical situation.
Oh, okay. Yes, I am.
Right. You've recently befriended the Power Rangers.
Okay.
3 of the Power Rangers have to leave to go to a peace summit. Spoilers.
Yep.
Which colour do you want to get?
Of the 3 that are just become
Let's
available?
say of all of the 6. Let's say it's going to be random who's leaving.
So do you think I should be factoring in my associations with the characters that had those colours?
No,
Or-
because those characters don't exist. You are those characters.
Okay, I see. I would say probably blue.
Right. Why blue?
I wear a lot of blue.
Okay, right. So
And
it's
like
just
following the rules of the universe.
it's just wardrobe-based convenience for
yeah,
you.
basically.
But does that mean you have to be the tech guy?
I don't think so.
No, I mean like in later seasons.
One of the other people who arrives could be the tech guy as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I suspect I'm going to end up being the tech guy in this hypothetical.
Yeah, if you're involved as well, there's no question.
What about you, Tim? Which, like, is there a Zord that particularly appeals to you, or a colour?
I mean, I feel like the pterodactyl's a really cool Zord.
Yeah.
It's now a phoenix, so that's kind of cool.
That is also cool. So maybe I would go pink.
Yeah. I reckon you'd rock it.
I feel like, and I know we just agreed that we weren't taking this into account, but role on the team, I feel the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
Sure, funky.
Funky, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Known for my funk, I am.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe the Black Ranger, I would fill that slot because of my hip hop kung fu.
You're noted for your hip hop.
Oh yeah, that and my funk. So
But if you're the tech guy and you're the funk one,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not like a leader, so I don't know where that really. Where would I go?
Well, there's got to be like 3 other dudes.
That's true.
you're yellow. You're like sensible.
That's certainly not the case. I am beautiful like Kimberly, so maybe I should be the pink one.
How do you feel about wearing overalls?
100% in.
Matt will wear nothing but overalls.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I wanted.
That's what you're getting.
All right. Yeah, well then you go in the pterodactyl.
As far away
As
from
far
the
away from everyone else as possible. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go watch the Power Transfer
Yeah,
part 1?
part 1.
How,
Powers.
are we emotionally prepared to lose these 3 people?
I think if we weren't, we have been emotionally prepared by the fact that they haven't been on the show for 6 episodes.
That's true. All right, fair cop. Sweet, let's do it. If you want to, while we're watching the episode, if you want to go to our website, that's www.rangedangerpodcast.com, where you can find show notes and the Range Danger creature feature and all sorts of cool stuff like that. You can send us an interweb mail by sending email to rangedangerpodcast@gmail.com. If you are a fan of doing the Twitter tweets, you can send us a Twitter tweet at RangerDcast on twittertweet.com. We have a Facebook, we have an iTunes, we have a Google+, we have a shop. We're on Stitcher and TuneIn.
Stitcher and
TuneIn. I've just morphed those 2 together because, frankly, they seem a bit redundant. I think that's it. So our shop is rangedangerpodcast.com/shop, where you can find all sorts of cool things like
T-shirts, phone cases, laptop skins, hoodies,
in a new curated section.
art prints. Oh, there's a new curated section with other people's cool shit.
Yep. So really, if you like Power Rangers and you want stuff, that's your one-stop Range Danger shop. for all that sort of thing. That went a bit off the rails there, I'm not going to lie.
All right, let's go watch the power transfer, and we'll be back in a sec.
Thanks, guys. And we're back. That was a lot more involved than I was expecting.
We just watched the Power Transfer Part 1, or possibly a 1980s science fiction film.
It was full on.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was good.
I'm pretty sure that was like the plot of Argo if they were actually going to make that film. Like,
Oh, the fictional Argo
the fictional
film.
Argo, yeah.
No, I'm thinking they didn't free any journalists from... That was insane.
That was insane. Shall we take it from the top?
I guess we'd have to.
Let's do it.
The old Rangers are still in the opening sequence.
Yep, that's true.
I guess they'll probably be there next week, and after that they'll be gone.
I expect so.
We haven't seen Saba in ages.
No, he shows up in the opening credits, but I don't think he's been referenced outside of that.
There was that
episode.
first episode where he talked,
Yeah.
and then he hasn't shown up since.
I mean, he's shown up, he's just been completely silent and still.
He's just been a sword.
Yeah.
All right, so we open on. It's amazing.
It's the strangest intro.
It genuinely. This does not feel like an episode of Power
no,
Rangers.
not at all.
We open on. There's a foreign woman speaking in maybe French,
No,
maybe
the French one was third.
Okay, some sort of foreign language, in like an actual ye olde timey phone booth. So we're clearly overseas, and we pan across like 3 or 4 foreign journalists all making phone calls in the phone booth until we get to an American
At the end, obviously, of the row.
who's got a really big scoop.
He really seems like an old-timey newsman.
Yeah, he absolutely does.
Got a scoop for you, boss. Hold the presses.
Check out the legs on that, the gams on that day.
Yeah.
He would have said Gams.
Yeah, he said gams. They've picked the 3 Angel Grove teens for the Youth Peace Summit.
Yeah, big news, apparently, the 3... Because they made it sound before like they were picking just some people from each school.
Yeah.
Whereas now it seemed like they picked 3 in the world, and they all came from Angel Grove.
It seems like a weird way to do it.
100%.
Yeah. So the journalist says their names are, and then a spinning newspaper interrupts the scene.
The spinning newspaper, though, doesn't reveal their names.
No.
Which is how you do that?
Yeah, they fuck up the setup
Like,
pretty
he
badly.
says their names are... There are 3 teenagers. It's like, no, that's not the end of his sentence. We knew that already.
So in the youth centre, everybody except the people who are no longer on this show are gathered around the TV to watch the announcement.
Don't know if you can tell what's about to happen.
So Bulk and Skull are dressed like in Switzerland costumes and feeding each other Swiss chocolates.
Yeah, it's super erotic.
They're ready for their Homo Euro trip.
I don't know why they would think, even in the furthest corner of their mind, that they would be picked for this.
I don't know either.
Like,
I mean, they've got a pretty great capacity for self-delusion. Like, that's not out of character.
but like, they must know that they're not at the top of the list.
Bulk says, "Oh, you know that Swiss chocolates are really great this time of year."
As if they're a seasonal
Yeah, they're
fruit.
not seasonal. It's chocolate.
So
The chocolate fruits are springing.
I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So maybe.
So the newsreader announces that it's Jason, Zach, and Trini.
Interesting though. He says that Zach Taylor and Trini, whatever Trini's last name, Quan, and then says Jason Lee.
Yep.
His name is Jason Lee Scott.
Yes.
Lee is his middle name.
Yes.
I feel like the writers forgot the name.
Someone missed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Matt. They haven't had to write those characters in a while, so
But it's like ostensibly the main character of your show, and they forgot his name.
I mean, look, that's hardly the worst thing that this show has done.
No, look, it's very typical, but it still kind of blows me away every time this sort of thing
I
happens.
mean, like 2 weeks ago, they changed Tor's name within 2 consecutive lines.
Yes.
So, like, the fact that they've forgotten Jason's name is
Not surprising.
Especially seeing as he's left the show.
So Ernie asks where Jason, Zach, and Trini are because they're not at the youth centre. They've gone to ride their bikes in the park.
Yeah.
Is this the best way this show has gotten around them not being on the show?
It's kind of great. Like,
It's
kind of
actually
genius.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
really.
So it's sunset, and
The park.
the meeting happens in complete silhouette.
On like
Yeah.
a hilltop.
In like golden sunlight. It is gorgeous.
It's amazing.
What I love is that they could find a kid with the same kind of build as Zach.
Yeah.
And they could find, I guess, a girl with hair for Trini. But the speaking part for Tommy...
For Jason.
For Jason, sorry, yeah. They just could not...
It's basically Jeremy doing his Jason impression.
No, Jeremy's was better.
Yeah.
Like, and he keeps getting lines. Because I get it, like, he's Jason, he needs lines. That's fine. But...
Get someone who can do a decent impression.
There's no one better?
Yeah.
There's probably no one better that cheap.
It's a pretty terrible impression.
It's bad.
And it means he always has to have the same inflection. He's always like, guys, this thing's happening. And like no
That's
matter
pretty good.
No matter what is occurring, it's that same like modulation. Oh well.
So
What you gonna do?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For this sort of event,
Yeah.
would those three not have been told before the public announcement?
Yes, is the answer to that question.
Also, they would have known
That the announcement was coming
and they would have been there to watch it with their best friends.
Yes.
Not, oh, let's go. Hey, do you guys know the announcement's on today? Yeah, let's go ride our bikes.
Do you want to go ride our bikes in the park?
Maybe they were super nervous about it and need to like let off steam and not sort of get too...
The three specific winners. I reckon they knew. And they were like, look, we don't want there to be a big deal.
Yeah. Everyone can celebrate without us.
But we don't want a fuss to be made.
And then when the others found, they're like, oh, you got in? Like, oh, did we? Wow.
Thank
You guys have known for... Yeah, we knew... You know when the delegates came 3 months ago? Yeah, they told us then.
They told us then.
And I know we're sworn to share our lives with Zordon because we have this big duty, but we signed an NDA, you know,
Yeah,
so...
So these things happen.
Zordon's not a contract lawyer.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought to mention, but Tommy has been forced to wear green
I was
for the
just gonna
past
bring that
couple
up.
of weeks.
Yeah.
Because they're like faking him with archive footage. It's
Yeah.
kind of great.
It's one of those things that once you notice it, it's so jarring because he'd never wear green these days.
It must be
Never.
like the only time in this show's 20-year history that a character isn't wearing their signature colour.
Yeah.
And it's specifically because they are lying to you.
Yes.
So Zordon's very happy for the teens.
Yep.
No doubt the qualities that made them excellent Power Rangers will serve them well at the Peace Summit.
Yeah, big swords.
Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You know,
robots.
all those qualities.
All those peace qualities.
But there's a bigger issue. Lord Zed has started shooting some new Lord Zed footage.
Yeah.
Because really scary things are happening. So he's started energizing a massive weapon.
Yep.
It's the day Zordon feared the most.
Yeah, that's again.
Have you guys seen Snowpiercer?
No.
Okay, I've seen Snowpiercer, and I don't want to spoil Snowpiercer for anyone, but there's a thing you find out in Snowpiercer about two characters being in cahoots the whole time.
Right.
That's how I feel about
Zordon and Lord Zed.
Zordon and Lord Zed or Rita and whoever. Like, they always know what each other are up to.
Well, here's the thing, though. They both have the ability to see everywhere.
Yeah.
Zordon has a viewing globe, and Lord Zed can do that projection thing with his goggles.
But they never act proactively.
No.
Ever.
No.
They only ever behave reactively.
Yeah.
So, Lord Zed is going to attack with Serpentera when the three Power Rangers leave, and they'll be at half strength.
Yep.
And so that'll be bad.
Sure.
So he gives them their new Carrier Zord, Tor, who he gave them 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't... At first I was like, oh, they must have just reordered the episode.
No, I checked. That's the order they aired in.
Plus, he gave the... Like, Tor appeared before in an episode that didn't have, like, the new Rangers as the Power Rangers.
Yes.
So you couldn't have shuffled those episodes and had them made sense.
Yeah.
They just forgot when they introduced Tor.
Yeah. We do see a shot when he's explaining Tor of like a turtle touching a gem.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Did I
how
miss
Tor
that?
happened?
Yeah.
Is Tor
A
just
TMNT type
Is
deal.
Tor just
Yeah.
a regular turtle who accidentally interacted with the morphing grid and became
Yes.
a giant robot?
Yes.
That makes me love Tor even more.
So much
Yeah.
more.
And when he has those moments where he's freaking out and bobbing his head,
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
'cause
oh,
he's a
he's
regular
turtle.
turtle, and he's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because he's just a turtle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tor's the best. think we can all agree.
So, Zordon's got a plan.
yeah.
They're going to transfer the powers of the 3 leaving Power Rangers
Yeah.
to 3 new individuals.
Makes sense.
And that way there will still be 6 Power Rangers. He doesn't really ask the Power Rangers who are leaving if that's like okay or...
Oh no, it's like you guys are fucking out the door.
He's just straight away like...
How long is the Peace Summit?
I don't know.
Oh, it goes forever.
Like,
You
like
don't ever leave.
Like,
Jay-
that's a 1 week thing tops, you know what I mean?
Jason comes back like 8 years later, so it might be a very long piece.
But it's like you ask your boss for 2 weeks off in November, and he's like, you can have it, but I can't promise there's going to be a job for you when you come back. It's like, oh god, alright, I guess.
But you've chosen to do those 2 weeks of leave when, like, your competitor is releasing a giant snake monster.
Yeah.
All right, so the power transfer,
Yeah.
part 1,
Yeah.
can only be achieved on the deserted planet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think don't they need something?
They-
from
No,
need-
that's the line. Because of the power involved in it,
Ah.
it can only be achieved on the deserted planet.
Right.
Okay, sure.
That may not be what ends up happening.
Yeah. Well,
That's what we were told.
given what happens at the end of this episode, I suspect it's not. But that's fine.
So they have to retrieve the Sword of Light.
Yeah.
I want to make a bet now. They're going to call the Sword of Light something different next week.
I'm amazed that you just called the Sword of Power. And completely
Isn't there
forget-
already a sort of
There's
power?
already 2 swords. No, there's 2 power swords.
There's two power swords and a Sword of Power.
Yeah, there's Jason's red sword is a
Yeah.
power sword.
Yeah.
The Megazord's original sword is a power sword.
Yeah.
And the sword that they use to transfer
Tommy's
Tommy's
powers?
powers or
Isn't that the
give
sword
their
of-
power to Tommy?
Yeah, that was the Sword of Power.
But there's also
The
been a
sword of darkness,
Yeah.
which is
was
the
how
sword that goes
he got his
used
powers
to give
to-
Tommy his evil powers.
his evil powers, and there's a sort of light now.
Yeah. There's lots of swords.
I mean, I feel like it's almost worth a creature feature style
Ranking of
ranking of
swords.
swords. Because there are at least like
The sword board.
8 or 9 named ones.
Okay, we'll do the sword board for next week.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm making a note. So the deserted planet, not a deserted planet.
The deserted
deserted
planet.
planet.
Yeah.
It's in a galaxy light years away.
Yeah.
As all galaxies are.
Yeah,
From
by-
any other galaxy.
By
like-
definition, yeah.
I would like to point out, like, in the future, them traveling in space, Power Rangers and humans, is like a big deal.
Yeah.
There's an entire series that's just about them going to another galaxy. In this, it is literally just something they're going to do this afternoon.
Yeah, it's no big deal to
No.
them. MBD all the way. They just turn their legs into lightning and rocket off into
My
the
note
stars.
literally says lightning legs! Exclamation. Like,
They're space jetting is what they're doing.
They're absolutely
I
space
wish
jetting.
they'd called it jetting.
Yeah.
Because this would be the perfect... They've already had a thing that is very much like that thing.
Yeah.
So Lord Zed says, or maybe Goldar says to Lord Zed, they're travelling at light speed.
Yeah.
It's light years away. So it's going to take them years,
Years,
right?
yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
It's like it's 60 kilometres away and they're travelling at 60 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, it's not a hard math question.
although maybe that was them accelerating. And he was like, they're traveling at light speed, but then they quickly surpassed light
Yeah.
speed.
Now they're traveling at double light speed.
No, what they've done is they've sped up the speed of light.
Yeah.
And they're still travelling at light speed.
But
But
light
light
is
speed
extra
is now
fast.
faster.
Which has some catastrophic results for the rest of the galaxy. As
Yeah,
the laws
but
of physics
they
collapse.
get to the planet quickly,
Yeah.
and that's all you need. This is pretty good at this point. Like it's
different, which
It's a terrible episode of a terrible TV show.
What I felt was, like, throughout it, I felt the same way as we did watching the original Sentai episode that we did a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like, oh, this is what this show could be.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
like, oh, if they had this level of creativity all the time,
Yeah.
it could be fucking bonkers, but...
So in the meanwhile, back on Earth, Squat and Baboo have got like a small weather balloon.
The sleep machine.
Yeah.
You mean?
It looks like a crystal jar that your grandmother would keep her, like, lollies in.
And do you want to know something? It probably was a jar
Yeah.
for lollies.
It's from the catering room.
The props department do not have tons of time, and they have even less money.
Yeah.
So the plan here is if they knock out everyone on Earth, Zordon won't be able to find new Rangers.
Like, I kind of admire the simplicity of that plan, you know?
I don't quite understand how it works. Like,
Well, they can't be Power Rangers if they're asleep.
but couldn't they just teleport them back and then wake them up?
No, I think the sleep machine will put them, like, permanently asleep.
I don't think
And you
that's...
can turn
That's a
them into...
fucking death machine.
yeah, that's not
That's
sleep.
different.
That's just semantics. But, like, they could be made Power Rangers, but there'd be Power Rangers that are, like, having nap forever.
Maybe you can't safely teleport a sleeping person.
Who knows? That's certainly the implication because of, like, there's a race. But... So, look, they succeed in beginning the sleep machine.
Yeah.
Some people get knocked out. There's a great shot. There's people playing in a park. Someone kicks the ball as he falls asleep, and the ball just bounces off into the distance.
It was a beautiful shot.
It's pretty great.
We see another one later where the
It's a
Rangers are looking
basketball,
through the
yeah.
viewing globe, and there's a basketball court with like 8 sleeping people, and just the ball bouncing.
Still bouncing
Yeah.
an hour later.
Like they just fell asleep.
I want to see the intersection of the city that is just, like,
where like 30
carnage.
people are dead, like the
Yeah.
planes nearby.
Yeah, it's dropping out of the sky.
Not Trini, Kimberly's uncle
Steve.
Steve,
Yeah.
who has for the second time fallen asleep in his plane.
That is a long callback.
Right? I feel like that was the last time I was on.
Okay, so we now see a giant dragon monster in silhouette running along the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
Immediately, the episode switches tone.
Yeah.
Like it's the go time from here.
This is Serpentera, which we then see like fly along camera. Holy shit!
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Horrifying.
It's a beast.
It's like the Red Dragon Thunderzord.
Yeah.
But huge. and
Roughly.
Well, we
evil.
don't know it's huge.
No,
Yet.
not yet.
But it is like 100 times the size of the... Maybe 100 is an exaggeration, but it's...
I think we'll get to the fight later, but my guess is if they made a legacy Serpentera to scale with the existing Megazord, it would be person sized.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like
definitely enormous.
It's an enormous thing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, first of all, dude, you should have pulled that out 30 episodes ago.
Yeah.
But holy shit, I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely like a dramatically sudden shift in the scale of things on this show.
Yeah.
Like, things get very real and intense very quickly with no build-up.
So Serpentera's got like a cockpit,
Yeah.
which is quite small. It's got Goldar at the front piloting, and Lord Zed just sits behind and calls Goldar an idiot.
Yeah,
Basically.
but he's installed a throne in the back of the cockpit, which
as
is
if you,
so good.
As if you wouldn't.
Oh, 100%,
As Lord
like-
said, like this is your trump card.
Yeah.
You put a throne in
God,
there.
like, he should have a throne, like, outside on top that he sits on the head.
He doesn't have to breathe because he lives on the moon.
Yeah.
Also, he has no skin, so I'm sure he's fine.
He'd probably need a seatbelt though.
Well, you don't want to be reckless.
No, just because if you get thrown off, you go forever
Yeah,
in
that's right.
space.
You're fucked.
All right, so the deserted planet, like,
Yeah.
it's tinted red. There's a city on it, which looks a lot like a Japanese city.
Yeah.
But in the sky are like floating upside down pyramids and
Well,
spheres.
there's 4 or 5 like steel-ish giant spheres, and then an upside down rotating Illuminati pyramid
Yeah.
with eyes on the corners.
It's intense as shit.
great.
Like you just show up there, it's like, oh, Illuminati planet?
Yeah.
I guess. It makes me think about the Power Rangers fan movies that have been made that are all like dealing with all the space backgrounds and like all those. It's like maybe that does exist in someone's head on the show and we just never get to see it.
Yeah.
I wish the show was this interesting and exciting every week.
Yeah.
Like,
And they act like it's no big thing.
yeah, right?
They're like, every week it's just, they're in the park, they fight a biggish monster, they
yeah,
go home.
Yeah, because it's weird, I guess, but they've been doing it for a while now, and every week there's a monster
Yeah.
in the park.
This
What do we
week,
do?
they've travelled light years to a deserted planet that's been uninhabited for thousands of years, but still has modern cities on
and
it.
rotating monoliths magically in
Yeah,
the sky.
and they didn't get that in a spaceship. They got there on their lightning legs as they rocketed through the stars.
And they get there and they're like, Whoa.
Hey, this is cool, I guess.
Weird.
Best Tuesday ever, maybe.
Groovy.
So at that point, Lord Zed shows up.
Yeah.
Allegedly. We don't actually see anything. We just hear Jason go, "It's Lord Zed."
Well, we hear some fucking dude in the red suit
He
say
sounds at that point like he's very far away.
Yeah,
It's really
the audio's
weirdly sound engineered.
quiet. I love to think that that's them just trying to get away with it as much
absolutely.
as possible. Like, the quieter we make it, the less
Yeah,
obvious
I'm
it
sure
is.
they heard it like, oh, that sounds really bad. Maybe just dial the volume down. That'll fix the problem.
So
I don't know how he knows it's Lord Zed. Like, he hasn't
No.
seen Serpentera before. There's no big windows on the thing. If there were, you wouldn't be able to see Lord Zed because it's so fucking huge. He'd be like a little speck.
Yeah.
So Jason stays behind
Yeah.
to defeat Serpentera.
Single-handedly.
Yeah,
like,
Fucking ambitious.
yeah, I think points for ambition there.
I'd like to
absolutely.
think that at the distance it is away, he doesn't know
He
the
thinks
scale.
it's closer and smaller.
He
Yeah.
thinks it's like, oh, it's just a giant monster.
Yeah.
And then it lands and it's 100 times taller than their
Well,
biggest monster.
before it lands, he gets in the Zoom car. I don't know. I've been out for a while.
Red Dragon Thunderzord?
Yeah, but-
on the chariot.
On the chariot. Okay, I didn't know about the chariot. And flies up next to it. And this is when we get a sense of the scale, because he, like, flies up past its tail and you see the shot of, like, little...
Yeah.
I'm doing an action of the Zord in the chariot, like, you know, bopping along. And then it's just like... It's like, oh, it's fucking enormous.
Yeah, he
I
does
had
the
no
fucking
idea.
trench run along the Death
Yeah,
Star.
yeah.
But the Death Star can turn around
The
and
Death Star
shoot
is a
fire
dragon.
at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shoots glowing lightning out its mouth.
Oh, boy. So, in the meantime, the new kids have transferred to Angel Grove High.
Yeah, like smash cut from the like 100-story tall death, like planet destroying dragon to we need new lockers in high school.
Like, it's weird. Can I just ask, how much of these kids have we seen?
About 4 episodes,
And
6
more-
episodes.
more. So
What
I'd
were
say
they
6.
doing before they were at the school?
They went to a nearby school, like the next local school in Stone Canyon, which is like the next city over.
Did they say they were moving?
No.
No, they just moved. But like,
man.
one of the few things that they've done well in this whole situation is they've really made those 3 guys feel like they deserve to be Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because they've saved the world not being Power Rangers several times
Have
already.
they already?
Yeah, and that's why they've met Zordon, they've met Alpha. They're basically like de facto Power Rangers without
Yeah,
powers.
sure.
So, yeah, I really like that it wasn't like they're just choosing random kids now. They've chosen 3 kids that have proven that they're 100% up to it. And
I just wish, given that this show has been setting up them and the Peace Conference for 6 episodes, I wish they'd set up Serpentera a little bit as well.
yeah, and because that's the thing that would really pay off a big build
Yeah.
up, you know? But nothing.
No. Anyway, maybe it was better that we were surprised.
Well, that's true.
But if you had been told, say there's no like footage that shows the scale,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, Serpentera's coming, and us like jaded and cynical are like, yeah, whatever, it's whatever. And then Serpentera shows up, and it's what it is. That would be a good payoff.
That's true,
because we would
absolutely.
still flip shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bulk tries to hit on Aisha.
Yeah.
Which just... I thought they'd moved past that kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They were slowly becoming better people, but they've backslid back into sexual predator territory, sadly.
The sleep gas starts running through the halls of Angel Grove
boy.
High.
Oh, boy.
Slowly enough that Adam and Rocky basically just walk away from it.
Yeah, they
It's
they
right.
turn around.
It's right behind them, and they go somewhere else, and they don't get knocked out.
and it's still coming. Yeah.
Bulk's jacket. Did you guys see the back of Bulk's jacket?
No.
It had like a caricature of his face.
Sorry, a what?
And the word bulky and something else written underneath it.
Oh my. Well, I mean,
That's cool, but I need to hear you pronounce that word
A
again.
caricature.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's how the word is pronounced.
Okay, great. I love it. So the caricature?
No.
All right.
No, that sounds dumb.
Well, look, it certainly sounds worse than what you said, but
It's a dumb jacket, is what I'm
Okay.
getting at.
I did not see that. No, I didn't catch it.
All right, well, we will have to catch that next week. I hope we see it again because it's amazing.
caricature?
Go fuck yourself.
That's it. It's the
So,
one.
Bulk opens Aisha's locker,
And it's
Just like
full of produce?
it's either vegetables or like assorted sports balls.
Oh, okay,
but
could have been sports equipment.
I like the idea that it's just produce.
Honestly, when I saw it, my instinct was like, that's a squash. What is going on?
so the three duck down to pick it up.
Because they're such top blokes. And ladies,
At which point the gas goes over their head.
I love that the density difference is enough for them to happily squat under it.
And not notice a fucking thing.
But like it's floating through the park.
Yeah.
Just taking everybody out.
Yeah. It's
So
pretty bad.
they duck under the gas, at which point Alpha 5 teleports them away.
Close call.
Yeah. And when they teleport into the command center, they teleport crouched down, which is an amazing bit of continuity for this show. Like the fact that they thought about that.
They are like more spread out than they originally were.
Yeah.
But
That's
you know,
fine.
we'll take what we can get. So they know about the sleep machine,
Yep.
and Alpha 5's going to teleport them into the park, upwind or downwind,
Yeah, upwind.
whichever way is away from the wind.
Upwind.
Because I guess the gas is just blowing on the wind, so it's heavier
Lucky
than
it blew
air.
into the school. It was my thought. Like, oh, if it's just going by wind, good thing it made it into the hallway where the three teens were.
And also, Lord Zed explicitly said the idea is to knock out
The
everyone on the
entire
planet.
Yep.
At the
That's
wind,
going to take a
a
while.
long time. Especially at the rate it was moving through that high school.
Yeah.
Given that it moves slowly enough that you can teleport just to the other side of the machine,
Yeah.
and that's not a problem.
Or you can walk away from it on accident.
If everybody on Earth just lies down, it won't be a problem.
Job done.
Yeah.
Turns on like a fan in their house. It keeps windows open for ventilation.
Michael, when was the last time we saw high school?
It was a while.
It's been a while.
Like, it's been a
Really?
while since we saw them in the actual hallways of the high school.
Yeah, they've had the
Yes.
juice bar for a while, but it
Right.
seems like they've just remembered, oh yeah, these kids go to high school.
These kids are kids and they go to school.
Yeah.
So back on the deserted planet. Oh no, sorry. They fight some putties. The putties tie them up to a tree.
Yeah, they get chained
They're
up.
chained to a tree.
Which is strange because they had no problem handling putties previously.
I don't know why they chain them to a tree rather than like throwing them in front of the sleep machine. They
Well-
leave them awake and on the safe side of the sleep machine.
Presumably the wind would change at some point.
Just bring the machine over.
Or
pump
just
it in their face.
spin it round. Give it a tap.
No, the wind is blowing it the hell away. Don't be silly.
Right.
Once again, it's a bad plan, badly executed.
So, Serpentera like lands and stands up.
Can I say this about Serpentera for a sec?
Yeah.
The cockpit that they've designed, small as it is a pretty great design.
Yeah.
It looks like something out of Alien.
Yep.
Like it's, what was that? Geiger, the designer?
Yep,
Yeah.
HR.
Yeah, HR
Or
Geiger.
HG.
HG? HR Pufnstuf?
H.R. Pufnstuf, yeah.
Famous designer.
HG.
HG
Roy and
Pufnstuf.
HG.
H.R. Geiger.
HR Geiger.
Hans Rudolph.
There we go. Yeah, it's a really cool design cockpit. It looks sinister as fuck.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed like when Jason flies past in the chariot.
Yep.
Like he flies past and does a barrel roll, and Goldar and Lord Zed in the cockpit go.
Yeah, they
Like
follow.
it's a dogfight.
Yeah.
Like someone cared that week.
Yeah.
Someone gave a shit.
Yeah, I feel like whoever was in charge of doing those scenes
Was enjoying
was in
it.
it. They were pretty fucking...
They funneled all of their giving a shit into this
It
episode.
did
Yeah.
that 1 week because they hadn't before.
Next week is going to be incredibly disappointing.
It has to. It has to.
There's no way it's not.
All right.
And like, just like, given our experiences thus far, these multi-part episodes always end in an incredibly
'Cause it would-
unsatisfying...
I
it
hope
would-
this one ends with them hiding in a giant watermelon card.
Yeah.
Like the size of a megazord. And Serpentera loves watermelons.
He loves giant watermelons.
I mean, you laugh, but that was a great solution to that problem.
So, Serpentera tries to crush the Red Dragon Thunderzord Warrior mode.
Yeah.
He gets inside Tor. So he tries to crush Tor. And Tor, like, starts giving.
Yeah, his legs start buckling, and he starts freaking out. His head starts wobbling.
It's really sad.
It is pretty
Especially
intense.
because he's just a turtle.
But it's appropriately horrifying.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like the detail on the models, like Serpentera had like differently articulated toes, had like moving toes. Like someone cared on these models.
A Japanese person.
Yes.
They cared.
But like and there was like the sound of metal screeching on metal, and it was like legit horrifying that he was going to get crushed.
So he can't quite crush Tor,
No, because that's Tor's whole job.
but Tor like scurries away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
So the others are on what actually looks like a destroyed, deserted city.
Yeah, what the fuck happened with this? Where did they get this set?
Right?
Like, I could not believe it. It looks like the set in Mad Max or
It
something.
looks like a better show.
Yeah, that's right.
If it's like a matte painting,
Yeah.
this show has never done a matte painting
But
before.
even if it was a matte painting, the amount of actual rubble they had,
Yeah.
like the part of the set that had to be there,
Yeah.
was still great.
I have
Yeah.
to imagine that some other bigger budget show that was on Fox had also had a deserted city 3 weeks ago.
And they could use
And
it,
they
yeah.
said, can you guys like hold on to that set
leave
for
it
us for a while?
for 2 weeks. Yeah.
That must be it, because I can't imagine.
Or, given how much rubble it was, maybe it's the destroyed parts of all the old sets that they've decided not to use.
And then painted brown.
Yeah. Or they would just chuck a filter over it.
Yeah. But it's... So, Tommy runs up,
Yeah.
and he says the sentence, "What is this? It's awesome."
Yeah.
He's looking at
I don't know.
the
Maybe
statue.
the thing in the drawing you have,
Was-
asshole.
it looks exactly like the picture.
And then Kimberly comes up and is like, "Yeah, that's definitely it,"
Yeah.
because she was paying attention.
I don't understand what the people who are writing this dialogue think when they're writing this stuff. It's like, what are you trying to achieve with these lines?
Here's what they think, Matt. If we finish it now, we can go to lunch for 2 hours.
That's true, yeah. Long large?
So if the sword of power is like
Light.
an
Sword
artifact,
of light.
if the
Come
sword
on,
of
come
light is an artifact,
Yeah.
like a special thing
Yeah.
that can be used to transfer Power Rangers powers, why is it welded inside a statue on a deserted planet?
Well, I don't have a problem with that. Is that weird?
Why didn't Zordon take it with him?
I mean, yeah, he's an idiot for not getting it already, but like, of course, it's in a statue.
I don't know. So they try to just pull it out. They can't.
No.
I was expecting like a puzzle, like they have to,
Really?
like they have to prove their
have to
worth,
earn it,
and then
yeah,
the statue gives them the sword.
Yeah. It comes
I
to
love
life
that
and
you-
like...
I love that you gave it that credit. You thought, man, I don't know, maybe.
They try to shoot it out. Is what they do. They get their guns and they shoot.
And
it.
laser melt the wrist off.
I like the idea that, like, there is actually a puzzle there and they're meant to figure it out. And they just, like, Indiana Jones it. They're like, fuck this, bang!
Because there was
It's on.
something about like with this note and this ring.
Yeah.
And like, so I was expecting like you got to
The
put
ring
the
goes
ring.
in the thing.
A
and
thing,
then-
but no, they just get their guns out.
I'm kind of impressed that they walk up to the statue and it's like an old metal statue with a magic sword in it, and the sword isn't obviously magic. Like you know in old Disney animation, you can tell when things are going to move.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's on a different.
It's on
cell.
a different
Yeah.
cell. Like that's what I was expecting.
But so no, that's fine. So at that point, while they're trying to do that, Serpentera unleashes a torrent of electricity from its mouth, crumbling one of the spheres.
Yeah, like, what the fuck was going on with its destroying spheres? I was like, I don't understand the
And
relevance
it
of the
was like
spheres.
shooting stones at the Illuminati pyramid.
Yeah, yeah, like the destroyed sphere was like seeming to have a bad effect on the Illuminati pyramid because it was being destroyed. I
I'm
was
so
like,
glad neither of you knew what was happening.
Oh yeah, I just don't understand the relationship between these objects.
I get, you know, when you watch a sort of a movie or you consume any sort of media that's had good world building go into it.
Yeah.
And you can feel that there are things that the creators knew that they don't tell you. Like
Yeah.
there's things beyond what it's important for you to know.
Yeah.
But everything's all set up.
Yeah.
That is the first and I suspect only time I will ever feel that way about Power Rangers.
Yeah, it felt for once like there was a world outside the 20-minute narrative of this story.
Yeah.
But
It will never come back
Never.
ever again.
I would love... See, here's the thing. It looked just like a rotating upside-down pyramid. But then we get to this point where the lightning is shooting the sphere and the sphere is disintegrating and shooting stones at the pyramid, where you see the eyes on each edge, and it's
Yeah.
like... Fuck, I was kidding when I imagined the eyes.
All right. So what happens next? Oh yeah, that happens. Lord Zed says to Goldar, like, where are the Power Rangers? And Goldust says, well, they were right there.
See, from this, I got the sense that it was that the pyramid was like an all-seeing eye thing that was relating information to them, and because they damaged it, they couldn't find them anymore.
Oh, wow.
That was the link I drew.
Well,
That's impressive.
Right?
Yeah.
But, like, you know, like, it's the Eye of Providence, it's been damaged, and now something's
well,
missing.
what Lord Zed said is, Goldar, you lose your brains if you weren't sitting on them.
I don't understand that.
Is he are his brains in his butt?
I guess.
He's calling him brain butt, yeah. I think that's what's going on.
So Goldar says, Lord Zed says, right, if they're not down there and we can't just step on them, destroy the whole planet.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's fucking do it. Let's
So,
go.
like, when I was saying before, it's like the Death Star, I wasn't fucking around.
Goldar says that'll use all of our energy. We'll have to power up again.
Yeah.
Lord Zed hits a big red button.
Yeah, he goes, I'll do it myself, and pushes a red button.
So Serpentera points its mouth down. Lightning shoots out of its mouth and just starts dissolving the planet.
Yeah, like an Akira-size explosion.
Holy shit!
It's incredible.
It's so great.
fucking
And
show.
I love that there's a button in the control room that just like destroy the fucking planet. It's
yeah,
just
it's
like
that
that.
easy.
Boom.
It's that easy. I mean, if you were Lord Zed,
Oh yeah, well, of course
you would have like a button of those on each side. So depending on where you were standing, it was no more than a couple steps away.
I'm amazed though that he didn't just use that on Earth.
Oh yeah, I mean there's certainly questions. I think he wants to conquer Earth though.
Yeah, but at this point now, just blow the shit up and move on.
Yeah, cut your losses.
So the Power Rangers keep struggling with the sword.
Yeah.
They should just take the entire statue with them.
We're again confronted with this like giant world affecting thing happens at the speed of narrative. We had it with the pink sleep cloud where they could just walk away, and I mean we see. I guess we don't know how close Serpentera is to the Rangers.
No.
That's not something we're aware of. But, I mean, the speed at which that explosion is travelling, they don't have long.
Based on the map that was shown to us, they are in the middle of the city. Serpentera is definitely
Also
in the
in
city.
the city, yeah.
And they should already be dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But that's where we cliffhanger.
Yeah, so the Rangers are just about to die because the world they're on is about to explode.
Yes.
The other three Rangers, well, soon to be Rangers, are tied
chained to a tree.
Chained to a tree, and everyone on Earth is asleep.
It's pretty bleak.
It's a good cliffhanger.
Let's do this now.
Yeah.
How is this show going to resolve this?
Well, like obviously they get the sword out just in time.
Mm.
Serpentera's run out of power.
Yep.
They
Which gives them time to get back to Earth and transfer
powers,
Yeah.
so they disable the sleep machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the three human soon-to-be Rangers destroy the sleep machine, come back and get their powers transferred. They beat Serpentera.
No. It's going to be like, we need to recharge Serpentera. It's going to take us 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It will skulk away. That'll be it.
So then what's the giant monster fight next week?
You'll probably just have a new monster.
Oh,
Oh God, I hope so.
I bet so much money.
all right.
I love that they would entirely blow Serpentera on a part one. That's what I.
That is
Yeah, that's-
absolutely what this show would do.
Yeah.
Boy, okay. We don't really have a creature to feature this week.
No, we could do Serpentera, but we should probably wait till next week.
Yeah, let's see how disappointing the resolution of Serpentera
Yeah.
is. I'd like to play what the fuck was happening in the Japanese episode, but I think we should wait until part 2 in case
sure,
that
okay.
spoils.
It'll come together. Yeah.
We could do that as well.
Sure.
Along with the sword board.
Sword board, you can write that shit down.
All right, I guess that's it for the Power Transfer Part 1.
Yeah.
Join
It
us.
was good. It was good.
Look, it was interesting in a way that an episode hasn't been in a long time. so-
On the spectrum, it was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Join us next week for the inevitably disappointing conclusion.
Yeah, get pumped up.
Whoop, whoop. God almighty, it's
Yeah,
going to
let's
be
do
so
it.
bad.
Let's do it.
All right, I've been Michael.
I'm Matt.
I'm Tim.
I guess we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Thanks for listening.